Welcome to the Total Outdoors with the Yankee Cowboy. Today we're going to be talking about shotgun shells and the differences between the shot inside the shells. Behind me I have just a few different variations of what I have in stock. And like I said, we're going to go over the different shot sizes and what their uses are. So let's hop into that. Okay guys, first thing I want to talk about is the different sizes in what they'll call high brass and low brass. This is your typical trap shooting, small bird shooting, just a regular game load, or they'll call it target load. It's called a low brass because this one here isn't brass. It's metal, but they call it brass. You know, they used to be made of brass, but being so expensive, they switched to cheaper, tin, aluminums. But this would be called a low brass because you see how low the metal is on it. There's not much there. There's not a lot of charge in this because the shot in here is very small. You know, you don't need a lot of shot to go clay shooting or shooting small quail or small birds. So this is a low brass, and this is a 7.5 size shot, which I load, as you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys just to show you how small the shot is on. See how small the BBs are? That's gunpowder. Hang on. See how small the BBs are? They probably look bigger on camera, but they're pretty damn tiny. So those are that's 7.5s, which is what's inside here. These are 7.5s, low brass. This will be used for, like I said, clay shooting, small bird, something along those lines. This is a high brass. This is a 20 gauge shell. I'm just showing you the difference. Don't worry too much about the gauge. This is a 3-inch. Most of the shells are 2 3/4. This is a 3-inch. You see the length difference? This is 3-inch. This is 2 3/4. Most of your shells are 2 3/4. 3-inch is usually a magnum, which this is. This is number 6 size in here. This would be used, for bigger bird like a duck or something of that nature. This is high brass. See how tall the brass is on it compared to the 7.5 bird shot. See how low the brass is? There's not a lot of charge in that. This has a lot more charge in it. And now here's some of the different variations of lead and steel that we have in them. This here is a BB size steel shot, 1.25 inch. This is used for duck. Most of your waterfowl, you have to use a steel shot. It's what the DEP mandates because they don't want lead in in receiving waters. You don't want to put lead in there, so you have to use a steel shot. And this is BB size in here. Also high brass. There's a big charge in here. Now I'm going to show you guys. This is a lead rifled slug, 2 3/4. High brass because it packs a hell of a charge in here. It's a rifled slug. It's also a hollow point. Now, when I say rifled slug, this lead, if you were to take it out of the hull, is rifled. For a barrel, used in a shotgun barrel that doesn't have rifling in it. Shotguns don't have rifling in them. That's why they're not called a rifle. It's a shotgun. The barrels are smoothbore. Most shotguns that have a rifled barrel, it comes in a 2-barreled set. And, that one you can fire just plain slugs. But 99.9% of your shotguns is a smooth bore barrel. If you look down the barrel of the shotgun, there's no rifling in it. It's smooth. So what happens now is this slug here is a rifled slug. So if you were to pull this lead out of this hull, the lead would be rifled. The lead has the rifling on it. So as it's going down the smooth bore barrel, it's rifled, so it'll start turning on its own. So that's the reasoning behind you want to run a rifled slug out of a shotgun barrel that's smooth bore. And like I said, 99.9% of your shotgun barrels are smooth bore. Most shotguns, if you want to go deer hunting, you have to buy a rifled barrel and swap out the barrel on your shotgun to shoot slugs out of it. But they sell rifled slugs, and that's just what this is. This is a Federal Maximum. It's a rifled hollow point slug. So I just want to show you guys the chart and give you an idea. Now, keep in mind this chart, everything's blown up so you can see it. It's not actual size. But here's all your sizes in lead shot. from 9, all the way up to BB in lead shot. And I had 7.5s, which I showed you, which would be here. These are your 7.5s, is what I load in the game load. Okay, now you want to jump down. These are your buckshot sizes. You got number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1, 0, which would be aught, double aught, and triple aught buckshot. And then you have your slug, which your slug is pretty damn close to. Well, it's bigger than your triple aught, but the slug is the biggest. I mean, this is just a nasty chunk of lead in here. And then when you drop down here, this is your steel shot. Now, if we just hop back over to this steel shot, now if you see on here it says BB. This is BB steel shot. So you go down to the chart here, and your steel shot size, and you slide over to BB. It's actually a pretty big size in there, because that's meant for taking down duck. And the bigger the size, there's less of these BBs you're going to be digging out of a duck when you get it. So bear in mind, there's a bunch of different sizes. Most of your birds, you're going to use anywhere from 4 up in the lead if you're doing pheasant. Like I said, any waterfowl, you got to go to your steel shot, and you're going to be using good size BBs in there. Whether they be 6s, 5s, 4s, just depending upon what you want to use. That particular one happens to be BB. It's a larger size because, like I said, you don't want to be picking out a lot of BBs out of the bird. You want minimum amount in there. Same thing when you go turkey hunting. There's you could use lead on the turkey, and you typically use number 6s, a high brass. Here's 6s in 20 gauge, and these are good size. These are good size BBs in here. There's a Magnum Nitro. You could 20 gauge really isn't recommended for turkey, but I mean this would do the trick. Just trying to give you guys an idea of what the different shot sizes are in the different applications. There's a lot of different variations in shotgun shells. You go to the local outfitter or wherever you get your ammo, and you start looking at the boxes. What does this mean? What does that mean? Let me grab a box of ammo just to give you an idea. Now, this is the closest thing I could find, so we're just going to grab, this is 20 gauge shells, okay? This is Remington, the 20 here, that's the gauge. That's the size of the shotgun it's going to go in, so it's going to be a 20 gauge, which is this size right here, it's 20 gauge, okay? Your next number you're going to see, it says length, it says 2 3/4, which 99.9% of your shotguns shoot 2 3/4 up to 3-inch or even a 3.5-inch Magnum, but you got to be careful. You got to make sure your gun's rated for that before you even try sticking a shell in there. Okay, so that's that. Now here's your velocity. It's 1,225 feet per second. That's going to be your velocity of how fast it's getting out there. It's going to give you, an idea of what kind of charge is in there. These are 7/8 of an ounce shot. So that means inside the wad is 7/8 full of shot. And the shot size, this is the size of the BB, which is going to be number 8. This happens to be lead, so that's going to be the size that's in there. It's number 8. Okay, so you take it out. It's all written on the shell as well. We're going to pop this out. These are brass. It's a low brass. It's this 2.5, 7/8 of an ounce, and number 8s. It's all written out on there clear. 2 3/4 is the length. You want to make sure that you understand all these numbers on it. When you're buying a shotgun shell, you don't want to go to show up at your. You're going to go shoot trap, and you run to the store and you pick up 3-inch Nitro number 6 Magnums. They're going to throw you out of there. They're not even going to let you shoot it. Most trap fields tell you right off the hop, no high brass. And it's not practical. You're going to blow your shoulder apart shooting this because it's going to give you a hell of a kick, and it's just not practical. So you got to know the different shells and the different applications and the different sizes of shot that's inside of it. It's very important. So that's why I'm trying to do the best I could on this video show you guys, you know, the differences in the shot size and the shotgun shells, because it was, you know, it was a big learning curve for me when I started shooting years ago, and you know, I finally got a good understanding of it all, and I'm just trying to pass on the information now. So if you guys got any questions or comments, you know, please leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching the Total Outdoors with the Yankee Cowboy.